Good gardening afternoon, family and friends. The potatoes have been fertilized and healed. The carrots are growing. The onions are doing wonderfully well and starting to bulb in several places. The tomatoes appear to be doing wonderfully well, growing quite tall and flowering profusely. Here's an up-close video of a small tomato getting ready to ripen on the vine. Here's the garlic, which also seems to be doing well. And here is some of the brassicas that are also flowering. I am going to collect the seeds. Again, here's the garlic, doing quite well. Here are the peas that I planted from Haas Tools. These are the Top Pick Pink Eye Peas. Again, just sprouting. And we also have a few momentum bush beans beginning to sprout as well. On both sides of the fence, I have things planted. On the right side, you see the bee feed flower seeds. And on the left side, we have blackberries, a grapevine, more blackberries, and a small fig tree. This is the lemon tree that I planted, and as you can see, it is beginning to flower. I look forward to little lemons. Here is the Persian lime tree that I planted recently. And here is the satsuma tree that I planted. And as you can see, it has tiny blooms all over the top leaf area. I've never grown tomatillos before, and this is a tomatillo plant blooming, and I think these blooms are just absolutely gorgeous. Unfortunately, the blooms point down, so you really have to get the camera under it to see the bloom, but isn't that just gorgeous? Here are the rattlesnake pole beans that I planted a few weeks ago. They are getting taller but have not yet begun trellising. And here are the beans I planted last week, which are beginning to sprout. Here are the blueberry bushes. If you look carefully, you can see that I have a few tiny blueberries on the bush. I don't expect all of these to have flowers and blueberries this year, as some of these are quite young. But here again on this one, you can see some teeny tiny blueberries. I'm so excited. Perhaps I can get a chance to try these blueberries before the birds get them. Here are the raspberries. And as you can see, there's little tiny blooms. They're getting ready to bloom. So I'm looking forward to seeing these raspberries bloom. Again, these are quite young, so I don't expect a ton of blooms this year. Here is the bridal veil viburnum, which is finishing blooming. I'm hoping it will bloom again, but I am not sure. These are my pumpkins. There are 3 Cherokee Tan and 2 Blue Bio. Here are the brassicas and spinach. We have some cucumbers planted here, as well as some zucchini, and the zucchini are beginning to bloom. And we have squash and some beans that came from last year. Here we have more brassicas, red Russian kale, Again, these are beginning to bloom and I'm going to collect the seeds. And this is actually from a cauliflower and quite interesting. I wanted to see the seeds, so I left it. There is a cabbage that I'm going to harvest this week. Again, here are the rattlesnake pole beans that I planted, as well as the radish that I am letting go to flower so I can collect the seeds. Here is the front of my property near the door, and that is a wonderful Japanese maple tree. Along here I have zinnias planted, and you can see one zinnia is getting ready to bloom. The plan is to plant more zinnias along this area now that the big oak tree is gone. Here we have thyme, sage, and oregano, as well as some irises. This is an area that's going to be developed over the next few weeks. Here is one of the irises and the other iris. Again, this area is going to be developed over the next few weeks. This is near the mailbox. You can see the sunflower and the marigold. What a beautiful little sunflower. The other side of the mailbox. This area that's going to be developed is going to have more sunflowers. All of this is going to be cut, tilled, and worked into the soil. And then there's going to be a ring of sunflowers on the outer edge. I'll show you. Here are some sunflowers already planted. And we'll be planting some more sunflowers along the edge, and then the inner part will be sweet potatoes. And you know, sweet potatoes have these wonderful vines, so there will be a ton of sweet potato vines in the center. Have a wonderful week full of bountiful blossoms and blessings.